completing Reser Stadium is a project that was conceived and announced about 4 or 5 years ago by then President Ed Ray. So it's been a project that's been underway in planning and design by Scott Barnes, who you'll hear from shortly, for about 5 years. This is a university-wide project that not only supports our athletics department in a significant way, but is also going to provide for year-round usage of Reser Stadium, with a new student welcome center to be built on the southwest corner outside the stadium, actually within the stadium, and a new wellness center for students, faculty, staff, and community members on the southeast side. It's a more than $153 million project. Scott will define it for you and talk to you about the philanthropy. This was an event. It wasn't an accident what occurred today. The implosion was well planned and very safely planned. We had more than 10,000 people watching it online, and as of a few minutes ago, there were more than 25,000 playbacks. We understand that some of those playbacks by media will occur throughout the day, and by the Associated Press and others, your folks throughout Oregon, the United States, and even globally, we heard. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to Scott Barnes, Vice President and OSU Athletics Director.
Thank you, Steve. A great day to be a Beaver, for sure, and a seminal moment, I think, for our university and for athletics. When you think about the next steps in completing Reser project, and I also think about the memories that so many of our fans had, legacy families and individuals, on that west side for years and years. Now it's gone, and what will replace it will be unbelievable and state-of-the-art. And Steve had mentioned one of our primary goals, that was year-round use, the robust use, wellness center, welcome centers, and conferencing space, in addition to the renovations. In addition to that, some other primary goals for this project included an unbelievable fan experience, and we'll be delivering that. Our design build team has done a terrific job in creating some unique fan experiences that our fans will enjoy, including Beaver Street, that'll connect the north and south on the west side, an open concourse concept that's unique to college football, some of the closest premium seating in all of college football in this new construction. And one of the unique pieces as well for us here at Oregon State is now the concourse is 360, so the fans from any part of the stadium will be able to enjoy all the new amenities on that west side. One other item that certainly was a goal of ours and is somewhat unique is the financial model that this funding plan has created. And because of the generous support of so many donors and the myriad of new funding revenue streams, that this not only pays for the project but creates operating dollars for all of our student athletes in athletics moving forward, and creates an opportunity to grow. Speaking of those revenue streams and the generous philanthropy that we've had, we originally set out for an $85 million philanthropic goal. At this, as of today, we're over $91 million in philanthropy. In addition to that, and you think about the excitement and enthusiasm of Beaver Nation towards this project and our vision, we did roll out our premium seating. We did that in a way that allowed our fans to really understand what they were going to purchase. So we built a sales center in Gill Coliseum and began to bring folks into that at the beginning of football season. And today, we've sold out on our main premium seating area. This is for 2023. The living room box seats are sold out. Over half of our club seats, new club seats, are sold out, and about a third of our Loads box seats are sold out. So when you think about the philanthropic commitment, and you think about the response that our fan base has had towards our new seating, this is an exciting and wonderful project. We can't be more excited about where we're heading with this. Timelines. Today, excavation starts, earthwork starts. They'll start moving out all of the rubble today and move through that. Some concrete pouring in February, and we are on schedule as we move this project forward and open in 2023, the summer of 2023. So with that, let me turn it back over to Steve. A great day to be a Beaver, and we're really excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. So I'd like to now introduce Mark Rado from Hoffman Construction Company in Portland. Mark is the project superintendent, and as Scott offered, this is an accelerated project that provides for the opening of Research Stadium, the reopening of the west side, the new west side, in summer of 2023. And the work with Hoffman is very important to the university in another way. The materials, Mark will be able to tell you, from the imploded area will be recycled. This is a university that believes in safety and sustainability. So Mark Rado.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Steve. How awesome was that? Did everybody like that? I see some smiles. So yeah, the blast went off very well. We're very happy with how it ended up. First of all, to get to this point, it took an enormous amount of effort between City of Corvallis, all emergency services within Corvallis, county entities, OSU, Hoffman, our partners, our consultants, to get to a point where public safety was the most important part of this implosion and making sure everybody was here supporting public safety. Okay, so you saw Corvallis PD, you saw the fire department, you saw campus PD, everybody was here. It took a long time to get to this point, and it worked out just well. It worked out just great for us. As of right now, we have State and Demolition going back into the job site. They're going to start essentially making roadways around the job site, start to clear out excess debris. They're going to start separating materials to go to local scrap yards and to recycling facilities, Cherry City Recycling, Coffin Butte Debris Facility. And that's going to take a good week or two to really open up the job site to get access within it. After that, we're going to start making way towards our mass excavation process, which K&E Excavation will be working on the north side of the project and working south in conjunction with State and Demolition as they move out of the project. Okay, so very exciting time. I'm still on a high right now. I don't know about everybody else, but that worked out great. We're really happy with the outcome. So,
Can you tell us how much dynamite, whatever you use, how many charges, whatnot?
Charges, weights, that kind of stuff, I would defer to the guy I learned everything about, Steve Hatch, in a minute here.
Okay.
Yeah, any other questions?
How often do you do something like this?
Me personally,
Yeah.
this is my first one.
First one. In how many years?
A little over 20 years with Hoffman Construction. Steve has done quite a few. He does them probably once a week. So you can ask Steve the frequency on how he does it. So, let me introduce Steve. So, you want to introduce him?
That's fine, please.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for your time. Steve Hatch, Dykon Explosive Demolition, will come up and answer any technical questions you have.
Good morning. I'll just let you guys ask me questions, and I'll just kind of answer them as we go through. So if anybody's got any questions, we'll start with those.
Tell us about what you thought it was when you saw that fall backwards with all these explosives. Talk about that.
Well, it really didn't fall backwards. It came exactly where we had designed for it to come. Keep in mind, we worked with a couple of different engineering firms, one out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, that we work with all the time, and then a company out of Portland that Hoffman had brought in. So we worked with engineers. So it was designed to fall that direction into the parking lot, and it came over exactly how we wanted it to.
How long was the process to set this whole thing up?
We started a few months ago with the engineering, the design phase of it, and then we started earlier this week just with receiving and loading of explosives and getting the final touches to everything that you saw today.
Can you give us an idea of what kind of explosive you use, how much?
So we have a couple of different kinds of explosives. You have linear shape charges that are designed by NASA originally to cut the bolts on the space shuttle as they jettison the fuel tanks on takeoff, and we use them to cut steel. So that's their primary purpose. They're made one place in the United States in McEwen, Tennessee, by Accurate Energetic Systems, and so we use those to cut the steel columns. And then for the round columns that were there supporting the press box, they were actually filled with concrete. So State and Company drilled some holes for us to put just standard nitroglycerin dynamite in there. Been around since the 1850s. And so we use that and To ignite it all, we use electronic detonators that give us the precision and control that you saw here today.
Can you give an idea of how, I don't know, how many pounds, tons of explosives?
Oh, just slightly over 200 pounds was all we used.
And I don't know if you know, but how tall was the structure that came down?
Total height of, we were at one,
over 100.
yeah,
100 feet?
about 100, 120 feet.
Did the weather play a part in it with the winds and the rain?
Actually, the rain helped us out because it helped to mitigate the dust that you saw from the concrete. So if we'd have had a bright sunny day, you'd have seen more dust. The counteract effect is that with the low cloud cover and the low ceiling, you had that air blast, that sound wave was carried a lot further than it would have been had we had a nice clear sunny day.
What about the wind?
The wind really was a blessing in that it blew in the direction that we needed it to not cover everybody else.
How often do you do the implosions, and what's kind of the range of projects?
We'll do anything from a simple smokestack to a small bridge up to a major power plant. Those are real big right now. Coal-fired power plants are coming down all across the United States, and so we do about 4 to 5 power plants and a total of maybe 14, 15 jobs a year.
Getting it prepared and putting all the explosives in there and running through the safety checks and all of that, how long did that take?
Usually, depending upon the size of the operation that we have, anywhere from as little as just a couple of days for like a small smokestack to we were here for a week. We've had some that have taken us. We've been on site for 14 days because of the complexity or the size of the structure.
Was there any negative issues or any problems with what happened?
Nope. Everything literally went exactly 100% how we thought it was going to. Yes, sir.
200 pounds, I would carry 200 pounds of dynamite or 200 pounds?
Total amount of explosives.
200 pounds of
Yes, sir.
explosives?
Mhm.
Okay. And then your first and last name
Steve, and the last name Hatch, H-A-T-C-H.
and your company.
Dykon Explosive Demolition.
How do you spell Dykon?
D-Y-K-O-N.
Thank you.
Actually have,
Where are you guys located at?
we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so if anybody would like a hard hat sticker, I have hard hat stickers. If you'd like a hard hat sticker, I'll leave a few of them up here on the podium for you to take with. So,
Is that when you say 200 pounds, is that a medium-sized project?
Small.
Small?
small for us. So, to give you an example, we shot a power plant back in July of 2021, and we had just under 900 pounds of explosives.
What's the biggest project that you've ever worked on? Is that it?
As far as quantity of explosives, that's probably one of the top two. Our probably the one that we kind of hang our hat on right now is we worked with the TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority, and shot a 1,000-foot smokestack at one of their facilities in Alabama in 2019. So, and that was really good. But we work all over the country, and we have projects coming up in Puerto Rico. My boss has shot stuff in Korea, Middle East, Mexico. So he's been doing this since 1974. So he's almost 800 projects in that time.
Where were all the cameras stationed around to get the implosion? I mean, talk about that. And how do you get the video, obviously?
So we utilize a lot of GoPros, and we had them stationed just in various spots around the structure. We're looking for more of the technical side of things so that we can go back and look at lessons learned. And even when something goes down 100%, you still go back and analyze video and make certain that you're okay with everything and what everything's doing. And so that's where we kind of station ours. I know that Hoffman had some stationary cameras around as well, and so there's quite a few video, and then I think the university had some drones footage. So I know they were looking at it. I don't know how well. We tried to wait until we had better light so the drones could kind of help us out a little bit.
That's my last question. I'm sorry, but the light was much better when it was later, right? Rather than
Yes.
dark. Can you
Yep.
talk about why?
It just gives you better video quality, It's so much harder to pick out some of the more finer details that we are looking for when it's darker. Not that you can't do that, because we've shot them at 4 a.m. In pitch black because of traffic concerns, those kinds of things. But we were trying to get it off before 8 a.m. this morning, so that we tried to catch the light as best we could and still get out before 8 o'clock this morning.
What time did you hit the button?
I believe 7:52, 7:53, somewhere in that time range. So.
Is it an actual button?
Actually, it's 2. Double thumbs.
And where were those buttons located?
We had a command post right around the corner here, so that we had a good line of sight for the structure as it was falling.
When you saw that, did you go, yes?
Yeah, we did. We kind of high-fived. Yeah, very good.
What's your biggest concern when you're doing this on Implosion Day?
Honestly, the day of the shot, our biggest concern is onlookers. It's keeping the public as far away from the structure as we possibly can. Not because we don't want you to see what's going on. It's just from a safety standpoint, you always have that one person that says, oh, well, if I just get inside the fence, or if I just get on the other side of this tree, that gives me a little bit better view than the next guy. And so we really try to keep the public at bay as best we can. It's more from a safety standpoint, because they really don't know. We have a set perimeter that we like to keep them away. But there's always someone trying to sneak in. So we do security checks all the way up to the point to where we were inside 1 minute and still asking for confirmation that state police, that Corvallis Police, fire department, campus security were still all a go, and we didn't have anybody trying to, be a streaker running across the parking lot.
No problems today with onlookers?
Nope, we were great. Yeah, we appreciate the public and their concern for safety and staying where we needed them to be. So we really appreciate that. Hope everybody got to see it on camera. So.
Question for the university. Just first game played in 2023. Has that been scheduled yet?
Yes, we're scheduled for next year. We have 7 home games. We'll play 6 of those in a stadium that doesn't have a west side, and then we'll accommodate our fans on the north, south, and east. And they'll play 1 game in Portland at the Timbers facility there. So that's we are set and ready. The heavy lift is now to really get into the details of how we operate game day next year while construction is going on. We have plans.
And Scott, that was my next question. Talk about how us media is going to be able to shoot that way rather than the other way.
Yeah, we'll actually by kickoff next fall, Beaver Street will be a concrete platform, and we'll be able to put temporary operations on the west side there. No fans, but temporary operations, including game ops, security, and media, and tents and trailers on that platform.
Do you have a 2023 first game scheduled yet?
We do.
Who's that against?
Yep. You're tricking me.
I was just curious. First game
we're all scheduled, and I'll have to get that just to make sure.
Is it on your website?
Yeah, it sure is. You can go there. Yep.
Scott, talk about what it meant for you. This is a vision that you were developing. Talk about what it meant to see that happen.
Well, I'll tell you, I got to press the buttons, so that was maybe the coolest thing I've done. It was unbelievable. And, it's sort of 2 emotions. One is a seminal moment that sort of marks progress of this vision, which was unbelievable. And then sort of a pause and thinking about all the wonderful memories that legacy families and individuals have had on that west side. And now we get to deliver something that I don't know if they ever thought they would or dreamed that they would have coming in 23.
When did you find out you were going to actually get to push the button?
Nick, when we were discussing methods of bringing the west side down, and that was brought up, I sort of half jokingly said, man, I'd love to press that button. And they kept pressing, and all of a sudden I was the guy. So it was here in the last few weeks that we decided on that, and I was excited to be able to do that.
You didn't sleep well last night?
I had my game face on, a little bit of game day nerves last night and this morning. I didn't want to screw it up. good?
Other questions?
Either way?
Neighbors sound right?
Yes. Thank you.
Folks, for those of you that want, we'll be able to go inside the fence. Sean Nealon and myself will take you around. Just want to emphasize the support we had from the city of Corvallis, the Corvallis Fire Department, Police Department, the City Council, and the City Manager's Office. Each of these departments contributed greatly, along with Dykon, Hoffman, and the University Public Safety Department. What you saw today was not about convenience, it was about safety. It was a much more safe process to bring down the west side of Reser Stadium in one fell swoop through implosion rather than a conventional dismantling project. And as Scott Barnes indicated, Reser Stadium's west side has been part of the community since 1953. It's been improved and expanded over the years. And many of us, some around here yet today, we're students working in Reser Stadium over the years. So it's both bittersweet and an opportunity for the future.